What's up everybody, Maran here for another My Week With video. So this week I've been driving the 2024 Toyota GR86 with the new performance package on it, which is a new offering here for 2024 alongside the new Torino edition, which gets the same upgrades as well as some special graphics and interior bits. But as far as the GR86, I'm always looking for an excuse to have another week with the GR86. I love these things to death. If you follow this channel, you know this very well. And so the news here is just the performance package, which is something that we saw in the last generation that has been ported over, with some slight changes here for this new one. So just like last time, it's just two upgrades here. It gives you Brembo brakes and Sachs dampers. The Brembo brakes are 4-piston calipers in the front, 2 in the rear, which is double what you would get on the regular GR86, front and rear. And the rotors are about 1.2 inches larger in the front and about 1 inch larger in the rear as well. So, really gives you that better trackability. Now, you don't need this stuff to go to the track. A lot of people say fluid and pads is enough to upgrade the regular brakes on a GR86. But if you're someone who just likes having the Brembos, you want the Sachs dampers, go for it. I will say one thing I'm happy to report is that these dampers don't seem to hurt the ride at all. It seems just the same kind of feel you get in a regular GR86. They say the dampers weren't supposed to add stiffness, they were just supposed to add a little bit more stability. I'm not doing any tracking here this week, so it's hard for me to say, especially not without being able to compare back to back. But what I can say is maybe it's just my imagination, but just a few weeks ago I had the GR86 and that felt a tiny bit stiffer with its Hitachi dampers compared to this. So I think maybe the two companies just took two different approaches to how they set these up. But the GR86 is still my favorite of the two as far as the way the suspension is set up, where this wants to rotate a little bit more, and it's a little more progressive with the rotation as well. And I always just appreciated the GR86's tail happiness a little more than the way it's set up in the BRZ, which is still tail happy, but to me it's not quite as tail happy as the Toyota, and so that's why the Toyota's always been my pick for this generation. Another thing though that I'm very thankful about with the Toyota version here is that the performance package has a lot more flexibility. So on the Toyota here, you can get it both with the manual and the automatic. The BRZ TS is manual only. This, you can get it with the automatic if you wanted. Also, you can get it on the base trim, and it's just an add-on thing. It's even a dealer add-on you can do if you'd like. So for the premium ones here, it's about $1,500 to upgrade this, making this vehicle's grand total being the premium at $34,500. Very reasonable. But you can also get it on the base trim as well. Now it's $2,020 in that, just because you need these larger wheels to clear the Brembo brakes. But we're coming up with some corners here, and let's just sample the handling once again. These are fantastic handlers, no surprises here, but just I love the way this thing dances through corners. It really is just so graceful, feels so good. It's just such a joy to take around corners. If you live in a place with lots of corners, this kind of a vehicle is just amazing. It's so nice to have, so direct, and just playful as well too. So it's not just all grip and go. There's a little bit of a playful attitude. You can make that even more of a playful attitude if you don't need all this performance stuff. Go for a base GR86 with all-season tires, or swap tires yourself. But those Michelin Primacy all seasons on the base one that you still get just makes these even more of a hoot. But it's a fantastic handler still. I on the street here can't really appreciate the upgrades of the performance package. I didn't think there was any deficiencies on the street in the regular GR86 as well. So your mileage is going to vary as far as how desirable these upgrades are for you, but it's just cool that you have that. The one thing that all GR86s get for 2024 here though is adaptive cruise control. And they finally found a way to pair it up with the manual transmission. It was previously just only on the automatics. Now it's on the manual here as well. And that is certainly another nice touch, especially if you're going to be doing a lot of highway driving. It is worth noting though that it's just a basic adaptive cruise system. There is still no lane keep assist in these. I don't think anyone's going to be upset about that's buying these. But just for your information, it is just going to adjust the following distance there. You have to do all the steering still. But it is tied to a new lane departure warning system. And that, unfortunately, Subaru has weaseled their way into the Toyota's electronics here, where because this is the eyesight system from Subaru, it gives you a warning light if you turn off the lane departure alert. And you're going to be staring at an orange little thing just like you do in any other Subaru if you turn off the lane departure alert in those. You'd have to always be staring at an orange icon. And if you're used to driving around with a check engine light or something, maybe it wouldn't bother you. But, in a brand new car, to be staring at a warning light all the time is just really annoying. worth it for this beautiful high revving engine and the wonderful extra grunt you get here with this new gen GR86 and BRZ. And actually, just to try it out, I actually left the lane departure alert on all week, and it was fine actually. There was one time where it gave me an alert, but otherwise, you know, unless you regularly are actually crossing over lines, it hasn't been overly aggressive with, you know, annoying me or anything. You know, it's been totally fine. You know, I can still hit an apex and it's not going to freak out at me. We will do a few more corners here just for good measure, but yeah, I'm just happy that if you don't like staring at that light, I don't think it's a deal breaker, because again, you can leave it on and it should be hopefully a rare annoyance. The other thing here about my week with the GR86 is I didn't get a ton of time to drive it, because I actually had to split my time between this and an EcoBoost Mustang, and I have a comparison video coming up here, so stay tuned. There'll be a link at the end of this if you're watching this after the first day, because I'll be posting that very shortly after this video. But so splitting the time between the two, I didn't have a lot of time to do a good fuel economy test. I don't think too many people care too much, but just be warned that, you know, a little 4-cylinder light, a little vehicle doesn't get great fuel economy. We're sitting at 21 mpg here. Obviously, I've been having fun with this vehicle all week, but I have also been doing some normal errand running and stuff like that too, and it still is, you know, only getting 21. So the Miata is definitely going to be the more fuel efficient choice with its regular 4-cylinder. These Boxers are just not very efficient, but more corners here, and yeah, this thing, it really is, it does like to move around, even with these Michelin Pilot Sport 4 tires you get here with the performance package, and you just get a standard in the regular premium anyway. But, and I also love, you know, the little bit of induction note you get. It's nice and loud without the exhaust being super loud on the outside, so you can have your own enjoyment here on the inside without blasting it to the world. And I mentioned this in my BRZ TS video as well, but I love the short gearing in these cars. I mean, that is part of the reason why you have such low fuel economy, and I'm okay with that. You know, it's not just the engine being not the most efficient, but also just the gearing being really short. But I would happily take the worst fuel economy for these short gears, because I mean, it makes this thing so punchy around town. And I mean, short gearing is always the quick path to more fun in a manual transmission car, and I love that they made that choice, that they're able to actually, you know, approve this vehicle with gearing this short, even if it meant lower fuel economy ratings and all that. I'll happily take that deal any day of the week. 21 still for a performance car isn't that bad anyway. And yeah, I just love these short gears. It means you get to shift a lot. You get to just have the fun manual experience you want in these. And yeah, just, it's so cool. One thing I don't love about these is that it still is pretty tricky for me to rev match my downshifts on these. It takes a lot of work and a lot of practice. It's not an easy vehicle to hop right in as a new driver in one of these and, you know, rev match your downshifts. It's one of the harder ones out there. I really would love an auto rev match feature like you see in the Honda Civic Si and, you know, the muscle cars and stuff like that. I feel like that'd be an easy thing to code in, you know, with software if they wanted to. And they have it in the GR Corolla and the Supra, I believe, as well. But unfortunately, I don't know if it's a Subaru holdup or what, but we don't have it here in this. But I know the purists will be mad at me for even suggesting that. So, you know, it's one of the things you can learn it. It's just, you know, it's a little bit of a slower revving motor whenever you're trying to rev match and stuff. It's just a little bit of a clunky experience. After a week with one of these, I still am not totally smooth with, you know, rev matching downshifts and all that. Hopefully with time that would get better, but just don't feel too bad if you get one of these and you're, you know, clunking around everywhere like I am too. It's just one of those things you gotta, you know, really take a lot of time to learn here in these. But otherwise, though, I mean, I just love the performance package. I love that it's cheaper by, I think it's about $1,500 or $2,000 less than the BRZ TS, and there's no reason why. The BRZ TS just gives you like blue stitching and badges, and that's pretty much it. Outside of the performance package upgrades, I don't know why Subaru's charging more than Toyota, but you know, if you're looking for the best value here, I'd say this is clearly going to be the winner. Now, some people in the comments on the BRZ TS video did note, which is important to note, that you do get the ability to order the Subaru, and Subaru dealers will actually let you, get exactly what you want. Whereas with Toyota, you got to wait around for a dealer to get what you want or hunt one down that's already on a lot. But there is no ordering process here with the Toyotas, as far as getting exactly what you want. There's not a ton of variations though for these, so it's really just coming down to, does it have the package or not, and does it have the color and the transmission you want. So I feel like it shouldn't be too hard to hunt down, but if you are someone who just wants to go to your local dealer, not travel whatsoever, and have the car delivered to your local dealer, that's not going to be the case with this. That is the case with the BRZ. If that's worth an extra $1,500 or $2,000 to you for that, go for it. But I think it's hard to justify the price premium for the TS over this, and so once again, the Toyota version is, in my opinion, the best value, the best choice, and just the most fun, again, because of the way they set up the suspension, the fact that you can get this performance package with a variety of different stuff, and the fact that you can retrofit it. Now, I'm assuming if you brought your BRZ into a Toyota dealer and wanted to do that, they probably would. I don't know for sure, don't quote me on that. But, the great thing is too, if you have a 2022 through, 2023 or 2024 that you didn't get the package on, you can just go to your dealer and have them retrofit it there as well. So, another easier hurdle here if you are really wanting this package on a GR86 and can't find it. But anyway, that's all my thoughts here on the GR86 or the performance package. Overall, still love these cars so much. I'm glad that this new driver assistance stuff hasn't really messed with the experience or anything. And yeah, just gonna keep on enjoying these vehicles while they're around. And if you're someone who's been on the fence, go for it, because stuff like this probably won't last, at least in this simple form, for much longer, and so we got to enjoy these while we have them. So anyway, that's all of my thoughts here on the GR86 performance package. Let me know your thoughts on it in the comments below. Huge thanks to Toyota for providing me here with this vehicle to review for you guys today. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one. I'll leave you with an acceleration. Take care.